Okay, so now we are going to go through the basic 3-step process of creating a strategy. Now, bear in mind, when someone says, "Oh, I've got a strategy," what they are saying is they have found something that repeats itself in the market in which they can make a profit on. Now, the basic 3-step process is find something that repeats itself in the market, then understand its rules and how you can make a profit with it. Okay? So, for example, let's go back to what you have just been learning. So, let's use a head and shoulders pattern, for example. Right? So, you know that with this specific thing that repeats itself in the market, you need to have 3 spikes. So you identify it by finding 1, 2 spikes that are lower than one middle large spike. Right? So that is your head and shoulders pattern. What you call it really is irrelevant. It literally is 3 spikes. Now, when you see these 3 spikes, you can expect price to shoot down because it has a history of doing so. And we have come to find that when it shoots down by the same amount as the head to the neckline. Now, that was the general rule for a head and shoulders pattern when it was first discovered. Now, what is the repetition? You find 3 spikes. What are its rules? It must break the neckline before you are sure that it is going down. How do you make a profit on it? It goes down by the same amount as the head to the neckline, so you know how much to expect. Now let's move on to part 2. Now, head and shoulders patterns break out differently on different different currency pairs. So for each currency pair, when you find a head and shoulders pattern, understand that how it breaks out is a strategy on its own. So you studying how head and shoulders patterns break out on Euro USD. Right? For example, by you figuring out, okay, this head and shoulders pattern, I need to spot, this is what it looks like. It looks usually like 3 spikes. So I have found its clear repetitiveness, and I have got a clear repetitive entry point. So I know 100% that when it breaks the neckline, because I have studied head and shoulders patterns on this currency pair, when it breaks the neckline, I know 100% that we are going down by 50% of the head, because this is what I have come to find. This rule of it going 100% is no longer valid. So you need to check if the rules that you have found are still valid on the currency pair that you are testing it on. So you have a clear entry point. Okay, so when it breaks the neckline, that is when I am entering the market. You have got a clear exit point with a profit. Once it reaches 50%, I am taking my profit. That is my take profit, right? There's your clear entry point once it breaks the neckline. Now, where is my clear exit point should I need to accept a loss? The minute it passes the head, for example, I know that this has failed. On some currency pairs, you might even find that the minute it passes the shoulder, you know that it has failed. But you only know this through back testing and checking how this pattern behaves on that currency pair. So your exit point on Euro USD could be once it breaks the head, I accept my loss. But you know on, let's say, USD CHF, once it goes past the first shoulder or the last shoulder, then it is not coming back. So there's no need for you to take this extra loss unnecessarily. And you would know that if you studied the currency pair both on when it is successful and when it fails. You need to know everything there is to know about this pattern and how it works on this currency pair. You need to know its relationship with this currency pair. So once you have studied it and you know how it fails, you know that, okay, within the past 3 months, there have been 10 failed head and shoulders patterns, and each time it failed, the minute it passed the shoulder, we knew we were gone. And how you would know that is by, okay, so if this currency pair allows it to just about pass the shoulder and then come back down again, then clearly, there is something wrong there. We will not be exiting at the shoulder. We will then be exiting at the head. Why? Because there is still a possibility that it could come down, because we have studied this currency pair and we know that this is how it behaves at times. Now, once you know how it behaves at times, you can plan around it to make sure that you get the best possible outcome using what you have found. Now that you have found your clear entry point, clear exit point, and clear point in which you need to accept a loss, you need to try and check if there's an opportunity to make a profit on its floors. For example, on, I think it's Euro CHF, you will find that most of the time its head and shoulders patterns usually behave like this. So it'll form the first head, the first shoulder, the second shoulder, and then it'll form the third shoulder, and then it'll break out to trigger you into the market and then shoot back up, but it never really passes the head. It can go close to the head, but it never actually closes past the head, right? So it can stop anywhere in between this space of the first shoulder, the last shoulder to the top of the head. So you know that it's going to go up, deviate from the plan, and then come back down to fulfill its prophecy. You know that this is how this pattern behaves on this specific currency pair. Now, how do you take full advantage of it? Because clearly, just accepting this trade and riding it going up, knowing that it eventually is going to go down again, clearly is not you utilizing the opportunity, because you know that this is what is happening. Because you'll find that 8 out of 10 times it'll break out cleanly, but then those 2 times where it breaks out and it is unruly, or let's just say it's 5 times that it breaks out when it's unruly, there is a huge opportunity to make more money, because you know it is only going to fail if it passes the head. So we know that we are exiting at the head, right? That is our clear exit point for Euro CHF. But until then, I am still in the market. So I have got my sell here and I expect it to turn around. So I then place a buy. So I have got one sell, and the minute it goes past the neckline to kind of go back in the opposite direction, I buy. And for this buy, I basically decide I am going to take my profit just above the shoulder. So that is going to be my take profit. And then on its way down, I'm not going to just let it go down. When I see it turning around to go in the opposite direction, because I know it's going to, I am going to sell. So it's going to be somewhere down here, below the shoulder. So with this sell, I'm not only getting the buy, with this pattern on this currency pair, this failure on this currency pair, I am not only getting the sell because it's going to come down and take profit, I am also getting the buy because it's going to come up and take profit at the top, and I am getting the second sell that is from way up here all the way to my take profit at wherever this sell is. Do you understand how much more money you have made on this one failure because you spotted the opportunity? But bear in mind, you always want to use risk management because your lot sizes add up. If you have got one trade with a lot size of 0.01 and you have got another trade with a lot size of 0.05, and then you have got another trade with a lot size of 0.0, let's say 0.4, and then you have got another lot size of 0.4. Do you understand that if you are trading a $100 account, your total lot size, when you add all these trades up, you are in the market saying for every point that it moves, excuse me, for every point that it moves, I am willing to lose the sum of all these lot sizes. So 0.01 plus 0.04, that is 0.05, and that is 0.09. So your total sum is 0.95. That is your lot size. Do you realize that that means you are saying, I am willing to lose close to $1 a point for every time price moves against me? That is what you are saying to the market. So in risk management, we did that $100 account using a lot size of 1,00. You only have got 100 moves before you are taken out of the market completely. So you also want to make sure that you watch out for accumulating lot sizes. And you want to make sure that you apply your risk management. Make sure that when you are trading your strategies, that you use your risk management and all the other tools that we have taught you here, because they are important. No matter what your pattern is, your risk management is probably one of the most important things out there. You do not want to be putting yourself in a situation where you lose too much of your account. So this 3-step process works with any pattern, literally any pattern. If you find that you want to try and trade harmonic patterns and you have found information on it, then use the 3-step process to filter out that information to see if it will work for you. If you decide that you want to use indicators, use the 3-step process to see if it is going to work. You do not want to be trading blindly. You always want to know exactly what you are doing and make sure that you are confident in what you are doing. So you are at no point limited to just what we have taught you in this course. We want you to grow and to flourish. But the reason why we only give you patterns in this course is because we want you to focus on those first. So once you have got a number of strategies, at least 10 strategies, of this is how this pattern works on this currency pair, this pattern works on that currency pair, and you have got different strategies as to what you are looking out for, then you can start venturing out into the more difficult things. But for now, this will suffice. This will get you to the point that we promised to get you to. But if you would like to go over and above and learn about harmonic patterns and all that stuff, you're more than welcome to. But first, spend time focusing on these patterns and executing these patterns and studying these patterns on different currency pairs. Because I can tell you now that there is almost nothing better than knowing 100% what is going on in your account. So you first want to gain that confidence before you start looking at things like harmonic patterns, like Fibonacci, like all these things. We will have a list of things you can research, because I know that you don't know what you don't know. So we will make sure that you know about everything out there. But you will have to do research on it and apply the 3 steps to make sure that it works for you. This literally works on everything. Everything. If you apply this 3-step process to anything, it will work for you. You will know whether this is something that will make you money or lose you money. So, with that being said, now that you have just completed the course, make sure that you utilize this information and you start developing your strategies so that you make consistent profits. You are not here to be a Forex trading professor. You are not here to be the best Forex trader in the world. You are not here to know everything. You are here to make money. These tools that we have just given you, they help you make money. If you just study these tools, they will make you money. So focus on one thing and one thing only. And then once you get this right, then you can start looking at studying other ways to trade Forex. At studying other like patterns, like harmonic patterns and Fibonacci and all these things that people make exciting online. Remember, even if you are just trading patterns and you are making money, you are fulfilling your objective of doing this course in the first place. So I cannot emphasize this enough. Go out there and apply what you have just learned. Don't let it sit. Study the markets and apply the 2 hours a day to make sure that you develop your strategy and you can start building your freedom. Make sure that you are the person that is able to turn 200 Rand into thousands of rands because of a skill that you have developed. I know these are very hard parting words, but it is a necessity for you to focus on this and this alone for you to succeed at this course. So make sure you are aware of all the other things that you can be trading, all the other instruments you could be using. You can be aware of them, but for now, focus on mastering patterns. Because I promise you, if you focus on mastering patterns, there is no way you walk out of this and you are not financially free and you have not gotten your freedom. Okay then, let us know how you are doing. We will be in contact with you. At this point, you should have your live account up and running. You need to start testing your strategies on your live account. You can open a 200 Rand small live account once you have developed your strategies and just test them on that to see if you can grow 200 Rand. If you can grow 200 Rand to 1,000 Rand, imagine what you can do with 5,000 Rand in an account. Make sure that you can grow that money first and then put the big money in. And try to make sure that you've always got 3 different types of accounts. Your first account, you always want it to be the small account that caters for your needs now, right now, today. So that can be 1,000 Rand if you wanted to. It can even be 200 Rand if you wanted to. We've got students that have turned 200 Rand into 1,000 Rand in a space of a week. We've got other students that have turned 200 Rand into 7,000 Rand in a space of 3 weeks. So these are all things that you can achieve too, because these people are not special. They are average people. They are just getting good results because they have put in the work. So you want to make sure you have that small account to cater for whatever needs to pay your bills, to buy you nice things, to cater for your greed and what you want to have right now in your life. And then you want to have another account where you use the 2% a day strategy, where you are only making 2% a day and you are not risking too much of your account. Making 2% a day by now, you should find very, very easy, especially with the strategies that you develop. So that after 1.5 years, there is no way that you have not made your first million. And then on your third account, you want to make sure that you take every single opportunity possible. You are trying to make $1 million tomorrow because it is possible. Make sure that you do cater to all three of your needs. You need to guarantee yourself success. You need to cater to your needs and what you want to live like right now. And you need to cater to your risk appetite. Because the hardest thing as a Forex trader is only taking $10 when you know you can make $100. So take your $100 in your last account. Okay then, that is all for this lesson. Keep in contact with us and we will make sure that you are successful. We will be contacting you as you are trading to make sure that you are doing well. And should you have any questions, come back to this course. You can watch it and go through everything as many times as you'd like to. And support will always be here for you. Good luck.